Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over a potential wildcard draft for game week 34. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, are you wildcarding this week, subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, this is the wildcard draft that I have come up with. Of course, we now have the news that United and Chelsea will be doubling up in game week 34. So, I've kind of jumped on the Chelsea players, not just because of that, but they also have a double in 36, and they've just got really nice fixtures around those doubles as well. But either way, we'll start off in goal. So, we do have Schmeichel and Foster. You could push up to a Ramsdale or something if you did have the funds, but I just think that Schmeichel is an okay option for like the remainder of the season. Potentially not for like game week 35, but you could just play Foster that game week, I guess, if you really wanted to. He does have Burnley at home, which is arguably a pretty okay fixture. Burnley don't necessarily score a lot of goals, and I know that Watford have got like a terrible defensive record this season, but you know, if you didn't fancy Schmeichel against Tottenham away, then you could play Foster instead. But they are the goalkeepers. The back line are very much just full of premium defenders. I've gone Cancelo, James, Trent, Laporte, and Cash. Now, of course, City do not double in 36, but they do have some really nice fixtures coming up. I can't really see them conceding any goals over the next like 3 or 4 fixtures. Like Brighton, I can't see them conceding. Watford, definitely not. Leeds, most likely not. And then Newcastle as well. Like, I don't think they'll really concede any goals in those games there. So that's why I've doubled up on those players. You could go with someone like Robertson instead if you wanted to double up on Liverpool. I'm not sure why Liverpool have a blank in 37. I'm guessing that is because of, I mean, I guess fixtures that need to be rearranged or something. But yeah, I didn't even notice that until just now. But either way, yeah, so we've also gone James as well. Again, doubles in 34, doubles in 36. Of course, they are out of the Champions League now. They are still in the FA Cup, but I think that James will be playing pretty much regular football now in the Premier League. He has been benched like quite a lot recently in the Premier League, but that's because they've had big games to kind of play. And again, they do have a big game, that FA Cup. Tuchel's only real chance of winning a trophy this season, so he will want to win that game, and of course James will play that, but I don't think that means he's going to get rested throughout the rest of the Premier League games. I've gone Trent as well. I mean, just a staple, has a double coming up. Obviously one of the, if not the best defender to own at this point in FPL. Also gone Laporte, again, just a double up on the City defense. Also gone Cash as well, just because of those doubles 36 and 37. A lot of people are jumping on Villa players because of well, just because of the fixtures they have coming up. Like Leicester away is okay. Then they have Norwich, and then in 36 they have Burnley and Liverpool, and then in 37 they have Crystal Palace and Burnley, both home games as well. And Liverpool at home as well is also, it's not a nice fixture to have, but it's better to be at home than away. And then Burnley away as well. I can see them keeping a clean sheet there. So I think Cash is probably the best kind of defender to bring in from that Villa line. Obviously you got Digne, but I don't think I had Digne. I bought him on my wild card in like game week 20 whatever, and he's just been a sinking ship. So if I were to wild card in game week 34, I think I would go Cash over Digne. And then in midfield, I've gone Saka, Coutinho, Havertz, Salah, and Mount. So again, we've tripled up on Chelsea here, just simply because of the doubles they have coming up on all the green fixtures as well. Havertz and Mount, I think, are pretty much nailed in that Chelsea lineup now. I think their front three is really just like Havertz, Mount, and Werner. Like, Werner is also like an option, I guess, now. Like, he's playing really good football. You don't have to worry about Lukaku taking his place or anything like that, because Lukaku is just kind of a little bit washed at the moment. I mean, I don't know if you saw the FA Cup final and I hit the post from 2 yards out, but he did. And so I've gone Havertz and Mount instead. So yeah, I don't know if Havertz is captaincy worthy this week. Obviously you've got Salah at home to Everton, which is a really nice fixture. Chelsea have Arsenal and West Ham, so I don't know. I still think Salah has quite a big argument to be captain this week. I know he's not really found the back of the net recently, but Everton at home I think is a really good fixture for him to kind of hit the ground running again. But yeah, gone Havertz and Mount from the Chelsea lineup, then Salah. Coutinho, again, just because of the fixtures they've got coming up. He is a little bit expensive. If you don't have the funds for this, I have just enough money for this wildcard draft. I think I have like 0.1, 0.2 in the bank. If you don't have enough, because there are obviously quite a few expensive players in here, then you might have to drop to like a Ramsey or something instead, which will save you a lot of money, and then you could invest that somewhere else into the team. Or you could drop Saka to a Martinelli or something like that, because Lacazette is out. We don't know how long for. I think he's got an illness or something. But yeah, Martinelli could slip into that team instead. But I've gone Saka. Saka's been very unlucky recently not to be getting any returns. His XG is like 0.5 something. So he's been very, very unlucky. So I think he will start ticking over soon. I mean, they don't have the greatest. I think kind of like Arsenal's run has kind of come to an end now for like players you should be jumping on. Like, there's not really any Arsenal defenders here. You don't have Ramsdale. Again, you could bring in Ramsdale if you wanted, but you know, they've only got one double left, and the rest of the fixtures aren't great. Obviously, they've got Chelsea this week, then they've got United, then West Ham, which is obviously a big game against United and West Ham for top 4, and then they've got Tottenham as well in game week 36. The only really good fixtures they've got left are like Leeds and Everton and potentially Newcastle. So yeah, I don't think you need to worry about owning like any Arsenal players at the moment. There are much better options. Of course, there's no Spurs players in this, which is a little bit worrying. Again, Son is right there, Kane is right there, but I just think that these players will probably get you hopefully as much points and have a lot of doubles coming up as well. Anyway, up front we've got Pukki, which is interesting because I never thought I'd be having this guy in any sort of wildcard draft, but he's just been getting points, you know, 9, 9, 2, 5, 7, 8. Like, he's just been ticking over. Like, I don't think he's a bad option at all anymore. He's on penalties, I'm pretty sure. You know, he has a nice double in 36, West Ham and Leicester. He's got Newcastle and Villa up until then. And then even Wolves and Tottenham afterwards. He's only 5.9. I think he's a nice option to bring in. A very cheap striker that you can easily have on like any wildcard draft now. I don't necessarily think he's a bad option at all. I also gone João Pedro as well. Again, if you have more money, you could bring in Dennis. But again, just simply because of the double in 36, you know, Crystal Palace away, Everton at home. He's also got Leicester and Burnley at home. Yes, Chelsea and City aren't great, but I mean, you'd bench him this week and you'd bench him against Chelsea, and you know, jobs are good. And then last but not least, I've gone Watkins as well. Again, tripling up on Villa might not be the greatest idea, and you could easily downgrade Watkins to somebody else if you really wanted to. But yeah, I just think that, I don't know, I feel like Villa are going to get quite a few decent points over the next couple of weeks. And again, those doubles are really looking nice. They've got Norwich as well in there. Yeah, I don't know, double 36, double 37, just really, really nice. And I guess, you know, City on the end of the season isn't great, but you can easily get rid of a couple of those players because you don't really need to use any transfers for a while for this team. Like, you know, next week you've got like are really, really good fixtures across the board. And then obviously 36, you've got how many doubles? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You've got 12 doublers there, so you're literally going to have to pick and choose. So this isn't actually that bad for a bench boost team either, really. If you still have that left, but you know, you've got more than enough doubles in 36. You've got a few doubles in 37 as well. I think it's a pretty good wildcard draft to kind of go into the remainder of the season with. But of course, that is just my opinion. Let me know what you think of it. If you did enjoy the video though, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment. Are you activating your wildcard draft this week? Subscribe if you're brand new. That's everything from me though. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.